welcome to another episode of Most Man. Please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. We need some comments, boys, and some subscriptions. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. Themostmen.com is the website. info@themostmen.com is the email. We are also soon to be on Rumble. They're setting that channel up now. So there we go. Man kit, that's on the website, is where you can go to get all. We're about to get some merch and our man kits and man cards and all that kind of stuff. So that's coming soon. So yeah, I met with them earlier this week. Man, they are coming up with some kick-ass shit. I mean,
coming soon to an internet near you.
Yeah, no, but they're it's called Simon Says. So shout out Simon Says. They're going to be doing a lot of our stuff. These guys are super creative. You know how I go crazy with logo. I mean, just when I go crazy, and these are the sharpest guys I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, you've done a lot of this over the years, so
yeah,
for you to be excited about it, it's got to be a little
different.
different.
They really think things through. Like, you know what I mean? They don't just all the other companies. They're like, well, just get on my website, and you get on their website, and there's 15,000 things to go through, and it's like everything that you see at, what they're giving away at any convention or it's all the stuff. People are like, nah.
The goodie bag that's got all the same.
Yeah, no. I want
it.
some cool shit. Stuff that people are going to fuck with and want to use.
Yeah, something that they're going to brag about, show their buddies. Say, "Wow, man, look at this." Not, "Oh yeah, look at this koozie I got that looks like every other koozie on the face of the earth."
Yeah, but this thing, if you're going to spend if you're going to spend any money, I want it to be quality shit. I don't want people feeling like this is some cheesy money grab. If they're getting something, I want to get something for their money.
And unique too. You got to have something unique.
Yeah. So, look forward to that. So, what were we talking about earlier? We had to cut off, but y'all don't know it. But we had to cut off. We had some kind of technical glitch that happened. We were
just about to get rolling on the list over there.
Yeah,
we got the weather out of the way, and
I was just trying to say, God, every time
you're freezing.
Every time you come out here, you bring the weather with you, man.
In about a month in Texas, we'll be killing for this crispy, cool stuff.
It will be done
once
for it.
Once it goes away, it doesn't come back for 6 months.
Yeah, but I'm ready. I used to love the winter, man. I used to love it.
Well, I love the winter because I was in the AC business and I didn't have any work, so it was golf time and party time and lay low time.
Well, no, I love the cold weather. Like, I opened up my windows last night, and I like it cold, man. You can hang meat in my house. And
you overshot it a little bit.
Oh yeah, I woke up and it was freaking. Can't remember what it was, but it was in the 50s. It was cold. I thought, because last night it was getting cool, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't check the weather to see what it was. I was like, surely. I didn't even think it would get down that cold, but I woke up this morning. I opened up all the windows last night too, to where it was like flowing through the whole house.
There, that was in your house last night. Started out the day in Colorado. It came dead south quick.
Yeah.
All the airplanes are taking off out to the north. It's all just out of the north. We just got to give it a couple days. It'll change.
No, I like it, but hell, I ran outside in my, in my shorts, and I was like, oh. Had shorts and flip-flops on, and I walked out to let the dogs out, and that is the north side. So I didn't get the north, the little breeze, and man, I got into Fort Worth, and I was like, whoa, it's chilly.
I always keep sweatshirts and extra clothes in the back seat of my truck. I'm always breaking something out. One of my kids, somebody, oh, I'll be all right, and then you watch them over there freezing. Like, here, put this on. I can't watch it freeze.
Yeah. So today we are going to. Thought of the day is, this is for most men out there, future most men, maybe most men, about to trip or get tripped and become a most man. We don't want you to become a most man. Men were taught their entire life how to treat a woman, but what not to expect. How does that kick you in the nuts?
Yeah, you're always told, especially when you're a kid, you know.
Well, your mom.
You know.
Treat women with respect. That's your sister. I know she just clawed your fucking nose off, but you don't hit your sister. I did one time. That was the last time and we talked about this the other day. Her and my brother-in-law came over to just, all these tools and shit that I got. I was like, dude, I've got good stuff that's going to be thrown away, and I've got 3 or 4 of them anyway, so just come pick it up. And she was talking about my nails. I've got long girl fingernails. See how long they are?
Right.
Compared to most guys have got them short, stubby, thin. Mine are thick. But my sister, when she was a teenager, she used to sell her fingernails to the mall because they were so perfect. She was getting a manicure done one time, and they were like, do you sell your nails? And she was like, what? Because she's got these big, perfect, beautiful, and they grow thick. No, they wanted her to grow.
Never heard of such a thing. But
yeah, well, what they used to do before they came out with all the. I mean, I'm no nail expert over here, but I just know this because my sister, she was making kind of decent money, and that's why she had these fucking claws from hell when she was a kid. Is she would grow them out, and they would clip them and use them as tips. Or they would use them as molds to make tips, and what do they call those things that they
extensions of some sort? Or
I've
never heard of.
Well, I don't know what the proper but whatever those girls get put on their fingernails to. There's a name for it, but they glue them on and all that. But they were using hers to create the mold and then to make them because they were so perfect.
Well,
I mean, right? She. And that's what we were talking about this. This will roll into this here in a minute, but because she tough, dude. Have you ever met my sister?
Not that I
so
recall.
I've got a half sister, and I've got a blood sister from my dad. So she's like a sweet version of me and my dad. I mean, she's got fuck the Mahoney. Like you piss her off, you messing with the wrong. This bitch fucking built like a tank and not afraid to use it. That was what our nicknames were in school. Were Stump. The coaches named her Stump. And then it went to me, Stumpy. Yeah. So, but anyway, we got into a fight over something, and man, she fucking clawed me. And I remember trying to dig away from her, and it just like dug into my skin. And that was the last time. And I mean, I turned around and boom, hit her in the face. And I mean, she, boom. And that was my mom pulled me aside, and she was like, that. Oh, I know what I did.
Good God.
Yeah, I know what I did.
Let's hear it.
I brought her outside. And you remember when those little rubber footballs, mini footballs first came out that were all, the college, for the colleges, but they were, the mini ones, and you could fucking launch those things because they were, the rubber grip on them was better than any.
They weren't the Nerf thing. No. They were actually had air in them. Yeah,
but they were hard. I mean, you could catch them. But they were small. They were half the size of a regular football, so you could really get your hand around it, and And I was like, I need, and they were wanting me to try out for quarterback when I was playing football back then because I had to cover for our quarterback, and I did really well. Like we ended up winning the game. So anyway, I'm supposed to be practicing on I'm like, she's like, just throw at the tree. And I'm like, no, I'm going to ruin my ball. Get out here and play. And it not her right hand. She's right-handed, but it snapped this ring finger. I heard it just crack. And she's like, fuck, And she was like, I'm done. But we didn't know she broke her finger yet. Because the Mahonies, we can tolerate some pain, okay? She was like, running in like, God, fuck, no, I'm done. And I went in her room and I was like, get your, ass out here. You promised. And she's like, no, my finger is like fucked. And I'm like, and I'm making fun of her and she's getting mad. And that's what I used to do to her. I didn't do it to my wife, but like if my ex-wife, she came at me, I would just laugh. And that was, my sister said that was the worst thing, that I hated it. She's like, you would watch my blood boil and just laugh at me. And she would, and she came over. But yeah, that's when I got the talking to, like, and that's the first time that I ever hit my sister. We fought, but I didn't hit her. She got it that day. So, but at any rate, the point is, yeah, we're taught all our life how to treat a woman, but we're not taught what to expect. Is that
just be nice all the time and you get what you get? Well, that don't sound like a deal.
No. And there's we talked about it on the last podcast. There's a movement now of these younger kids, or the younger generation. It's not huge yet because it's just starting, but I've been researching it, and I've been and that's the whole reason why I started this company at this time, because it fits. But they're rolling this back on into their ball in their field, saying, hey, you got some boxes to check too, because they pull off this whole new thing now. Is I'm looking for a high value man because I'm a high value woman, and it's like, oh, you are. What do you bring to the table? Yeah. It's like asking all these.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah, it's like asking all these trans and all the whatever this LGBT. Ask them. I heard this today, and I died laughing when I heard this. This guy said, so he's in this meeting. It's Matt Walsh. So this is a clip. This is a short. Have you seen? I know you probably haven't seen it, but have you heard of this movie or this documentary called "What Is a Woman"?
No. Okay,
well, that's this guy. He works for Daily Wire, which is Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Matt Walsh, Jordan Peterson's on there. But this is Ben Shapiro's media company. He's partners in it. He helped start it. Okay, I don't know who, but he's one of the main head guys. Okay, so what they're doing is they're bringing in talent. Like Jordan Peterson's their talent, Matt Walsh is their talent, Candace Owens is their talent, and that it's just a big production house. Okay, so he made a documentary where he goes around to all these doctors, psychologists, counselors, attorneys, and all this that's supporting this LGBT movement and this trans shit. That's the only question that he asked them for. Can you tell me what a woman is? And they freeze. Everybody gets to assign their gender now. What is a woman? What's the definition of a woman?
They asked the Prime Minister of New Zealand this yesterday. I saw this clip, and yeah, they locked up. They weren't ready for that. And he even said, I wasn't prepared for this.
I heard that. It was the same.
How the hell do you not be prepared to answer
Then you
this?
might have heard this one, okay? Because it's in the same, or the video that I watched, it was clipped together. They're separate instances, but it's clipped together. Same thing. I was going to bring that up too, but yeah. But Matt Walsh was in a big LGBT, at a college or a convention or something. And there was a trans EMT, ambulance, or what are they, not EMT. Paramedic, yeah. And he claimed that, he was a man and he's a woman. He's claiming that he's a woman, but he's an EMT technician. Okay?
All right.
So Matt asked him, he said, so, if a transgender male called in an incident that you were called out on, okay, and he had a penis, and if he told you he was having an abortion, or not an abortion, but he was having a miscarriage, what do? And that paramedic was just like, he said, no, answer the question. If you've got a man lying on the ground with a penis and he tells you that he's having what's the name?
Miscarriage.
A miscarriage, yeah. What are you going to do? Oh, it's the funny, because the whole place erupted. It was like, answer the question. They were yelling, answer the question, And he came up with some same thing. I wasn't prepared to.
Let me ask my lawyer what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, cut his balls off. No more kids. Clip.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people, and I'm one of them, I'm just done compromising anymore. We were always told, you got to compromise, and there's always another side to the story, and I'm just done compromising. I mean, I'm fine with gay marriage, and I'm fine with all kinds of things. But you know what? The left always wants to have a conversation. We have to have a conversation. The left doesn't want to have a conversation. The left wants to shove their point of view down your throat, because as soon as you're having a conversation with somebody on the left and you say anything, well, that's a talking point. You're just using a talking point. Well, yeah, 2 and 2 is 4. How about that for a frickin' talking point? They don't want to have a conversation. They want to start a conversation, and then when it comes time for you to open your mouth to say what you think about it, let's cancel you on hey, go to a college and see how far you can get down the road talking about anything conservative before, they run you out of the place, delete your pizza, and shove you the hell out the door.
Well, that's in the same clip they were talking about how Obama and Biden, back in their first term, when all that gay marriage was being proposed and all that, and even Obama and Biden back then, that's what the point that they were trying to make is that even Obama and Biden back then, it was in his first term, were like, look, I think we're taking this thing a little too far.
I've seen clips of Biden back when he was a senator saying, come on, man. Everybody knows man and woman. Come on, man. He was like, we got better things to talk about in Congress than now he's Captain frickin' wearing some rainbow cape or something, flying around the White House. I mean, I'm just done compromising. I've compromised as much as I'm going to compromise. I'll do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. If you want to eat frickin' rainbow frickin' carp, whatever you want to do with it.
Just keep it in your own house.
Yeah, God.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and quit polluting the college campuses with all these, it's just going to be beautiful to watch these geniuses try to get jobs in the future. And you were talking a couple podcasts ago about something big's going to happen. Well, something big already is happening. There's people, they don't want to go get a job in a corporation or something, because if you can get canceled, if you can have a career and you're building your whole career, and then one day you slip up and say something ungodly like all lives matter, boom, your pension's gone, your job's gone, now you're going to lose your house. And the left don't care. They don't give a shit. They're like, hey, good, now we can give your house to some homeless guy.
Here's why they're doing that. but we need to stay on topic. We can get into this in our beer fest next.
Got on a roll.
But here's the thing: is that while they're doing what they're doing right now, and I'm not saying that I know everything, okay? But I heard a good point about this is because Elon Musk has been talking about it for years. Okay, is that the reproduction rate in America is going down? Like, we're not having our population is going down. It's not going up. You know, even if these younger kids are getting married, that's what I'm trying to talk about these. I'm a high value woman, my career, and but no, I'm going to get back to this. But I'm just saying, Elon. That's the whole thing with what Elon Musk. He's like, what scares me the most about AI is it's going to get out of control, number one. But two, the reason why AI is being pushed is because our reproduction rate is going down. Which means, and then on top of that, that's in white and black. Mexicans reproduce like crazy, okay? But black and white, our reproduction rates are going down. Okay, because people are being like, I don't want to raise a fucking kid in this world. Who wants their kid to be raised around this sick shit? We just won't have as many kids. And the younger generation, they don't want to have kids.
No.
Hell, they don't even want to get married.
No, they want to live it up.
Yeah.
As long as they can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These girls, these younger girls, it's, you know, in my generation, you know, I wasn't expecting to get a virgin, but I was not a hook. I'm not settling down with a girl that just goes out there and does a bunch of dudes. I mean, your body count's got to be pretty low for me to even consider that. Like, that's a huge for me. That's what I consider a good girl is, and I'm not saying that she has to be completely celibate, but I'm just saying,
a little restraint.
Yeah, I want some innocence. I want somebody that I can share a special bond with. I don't want somebody that's had 10 dudes or 5 dudes, maybe 1 or 2, 3. You know, I had more than that, so I can't complain, you know, but it still doesn't matter. You know, I don't, but that's my point about that's what all these new guys out here, like, I don't want to bring up my daughter's ex-boyfriend, but he went on vacation with us to Hawaii. And I'll tell this story on another pod. I might even tell it on the next one. But I didn't know, but his mother and sister, they got me all the way to Hawaii. We spent 7 days in California, in San Diego. Flew all the way to Hawaii. And I'm asking the whole time, is this kid coming or not? Her boyfriend. Because I'm booking excursions and, you know, I'm booking our fishing trips and all that. I need to know how many people to book for. I don't know. They get me to the ticket booth of our condo that we're staying in, or this house, and they said, well, how many room tickets? And I said, well, we're a family of 5, so give me 7. They'll lose 2 by the time we get to the room. So, and my ex-wife was like, no, you better make it 9. And I was like, 9? And she said, yeah, Trey's mom and sister are coming. And I was like, sorry, there was a gnat. But I'll get into that whole shit later. That's a perfect example of a low value woman. That needs to be brought up. Let me write that down. Every man out there needs to steer clear of this bitch.
Jeez. Look at there. We got the good contractors list, and you know, we got other kind of lists going here, I guess. Strike while the iron's hot, write it down.
Yeah. Well, it's not that I forget everything, it's just when those good thoughts come in, you gotta okay, but anyway, so you know, that's the first thing that I noticed when we got there is this mother. She made her son, carry her bags, his bags, and his sister's bags. Anything needed to be in. Yeah. Men do that. 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 And I was like, fuck, man. Yeah, they do, but not on command. He isn't your fucking dog. You know what I mean? Who the hell do you think you are? But a lot of these okay, so that's the point, and then we'll move on to the next one. Is all these younger girls, or even now that I'm divorced, that I'm in the dating world again.
Oh boy,
huh?
Oh boy,
I'm not dating my age group, and I'm not if they're in my age group, there better be a hell of a good one out there. I know there's some good ones out there. Don't take this the way I say it, but I ain't here to save your day. That's another one.
Yeah, this is a topic close to your heart.
I went out on a date with this woman.
Oh, he's writing a whole lot.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you went on some date?
Yeah, I'll do that in the next podcast because after we get these need to be told with a little alky in the system. Okay. And there's some more, but I was just like, but these women, I really want, women, I want a tall, good looking, funny, good job. I need somebody to take care of me. I need
likes animals.
Yeah. Likes my mom. We got to move by my mom. Okay, well, what do we get in return for that? We never had that checklist. It was just like, all right, you're a pretty good girl. All right. Well, now these girls are, I'm looking for a high-value man because I'm a high-value woman. And so I want to how many high-value men are out there? This is their definition of a high-value man. A guy that's tall, funny, confident, in shape,
caring, loving.
Yeah, we're not even there. It has to have a good job, a career, so he can take care of me, and and it's like, okay. Off the top of your head right now, and now you've got some successful friends. I'm not talking your golfing buddies, okay? I'm not talking your crew that you got there. I'm talking the guys you grew up with. Tell me how many people in your crew turned out successful, more successful than just an average good life successful. What a good normal, I'm talking like a normal family that lives month to month. Like 90% of the Americans do out there. You see what I'm saying? There's the middle class, there's the regular class, middle class. I'm talking how many people do you know that went blowing past the middle class?
Yeah, kind of not. Yeah, not that I went to high school or grade school with or any of that.
There's only a handful of guys in my class or my running pack that did.
Well, mine was a different deal. I moved down here when I was 15, so
it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm just telling you that the 90-10 rule applies to this high value man. The top 10%, or they're the top 20%, is really the top 20%. You see what I'm saying? And a good salary to them is a couple $100,000 a year. You tell me what dude in his 20s, going into his mid-30s, is making a couple $100,000 a year.
Unless he's in like the family business or something like that. But not,
okay, what's the percentile there?
Yeah,
very little.
Slim and none.
Okay, so that's what they want. That's what I want, a high-value man. Fuck you. Okay.
And there's 6 girlfriends, and they all want a high-value man. And there's probably one of them in the school.
Because I'm a high-value woman. Okay, what makes you a high-value woman?
Crickets.
Yeah. Okay, and if you were going to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think you are? A 10? No. You're barely a 6. After a 12-pack. You're cute. You're not pretty. You're cute. Now, wipe all that fucking makeup off your face and then let's rate you. Makeup can do it. Man, I've got a niece that is in the makeup business. I don't have to say anything bad about her, but I've seen some of her before and after pictures, and I'm like, good God, man, you are fucking ripping off society.
You get a straight shooting here on the Most Man podcast.
Well, that's part of when you join the men's club and your 12-step recovery program, how to retain, maintain. This is in the checklist. Makeup doesn't fix shit. It may make this thing go, but it doesn't fix. Wait till they wash all that shit off.
Yeah, when you're going to go somewhere and it's like, well, I need 45 minutes to get ready. And then, they sit in front of their mirror with look like frickin' Picasso with all the paint and shit, and for a half hour they're in there, dabbing and stabbing.
Yeah, wait till they see what they look like when they wake up at 10 o'clock the next morning.
Well, yeah, if you gotta work on yourself for a half hour, like Phyllis Diller the one time said, I went to the beauty parlor today and it took 4 hours and that was just for the estimate. So, for you old people out there, shout out to Phyllis Diller. She's got to be dead for 30 years.
Well, makeup wasn't a big deal in my generation like it was. The 80s makeup was the makeup just because the 80s were
all that hair shit.
Yeah,
everybody's hair had to stand up and do crazy shit.
Yeah. Makeup was kind of crazy in the 80s, but it wasn't in the 70s and it wasn't in the 90s. Makeup was there, but it wasn't.
It was to accent something.
Yeah.
Not to freaking
trowel.
Put it out with a trowel.
My niece, she's got these. It's like they're paint guns. She's painting this shit on these people. They call it airbrushing. It's like it's insane, and she makes good money. But at any rate, so men, think about that. We've got a checklist too now. I mean, this whole thing that we have to do all this and we have to, I still open doors for women. I still treat women.
Oh, and you can get in trouble for that too. It's crazy now. You open a door holds the door for somebody. They get all uppity like, what, you don't think I can open my own door?
I'm an independent woman.
Yeah, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But I hold a door open for anybody. Dudes, whatever, going into 7-Eleven. You see a guy walking with a case of beer. Well, hurry up, open the door for the guy. He's carrying some beer. But then you open the door for a woman and they get uppity because, you don't know how to play nice in society. I'm done playing nice in society. You know what? You need to compromise with me for a frickin' change. I've done all the compromising I'm going to do. If I want to hold a door open, I'll hold the door open. If you don't want to walk through it, then just stand there.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a good example today. I went to go get me a sandwich from Jersey Mike's. We don't have one out here. It sucks. But anyway, I'm over there off Hewlin, and I'm coming back, and I wanted to stop off at Specs. Something happens at Specs all the time. So we're pulling out of the parking lot. Well, I'm out of cigars. That's why I had to go. But we're pulling out of the parking lot. This girl was cute. She was in Jersey Mike's. Gets out of her car. Or gets in her car. I'm leaving. So she's in front of me. I'm right behind her. We're in the parking lot. And of course, the light turned green and all this traffic goes by. And we're sitting there, and I'm looking around like, what? Saw a honk at her. And she's like, oh, shit. She's on her phone.
Of course.
And there's no cars coming. Easily ready to turn. So in order to get back where we're going, we had to go this way, then make a U-turn, then turn right, and then turn right again. Okay. So finally, we get out there. We get to this next green light to make our U-turn. Arrow turns green. So I honk at her at the parking lot. She's in front of me. Green light. Turn left.
Here we go again, right?
She's on her fucking phone. So I beep. She makes a U-turn. I make a U-turn. We get to the next light. Well, this light, the next two lights don't have to be, all the lights do not have to be green for this right turn green light. It can be independent or at the same time. Both of the next two green lights, I tell you what, there's a stoplight in between those two turn right lights. We're driving up, the fucking light's green. There's nobody in the lane because the lane's empty. She stops, and I'm like, fuck, man. So we get to the next red light. Green. Everybody else is driving. We're in the middle.
Is she doing this to fuck with you at this point? Or
No,
is she that clueless?
No, she's that clueless because I rolled down my window after the next light. And she just did this like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because I just rolled down my window like, that's we talked about it before. I'm not into getting into a road rage thing with somebody, but there's some times where you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, do you need an ambulance? I mean, what's going on there? Are you having a stroke? I mean, nobody can
this
be this
is a young girl. She's in her 20s, okay?
Yeah, fentanyl, maybe. Hell, I don't know.
Well, the next one, same thing. The light is green to turn, and she stops again. And I'm like, fucking. So we turn, and she stayed in the middle, and I needed to be in the left lane. And I just pulled up, and I was like, what the fuck? And she just gave me this. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a high-value woman.
I'd rather be driving around with drunks than people on their frickin' phones. At least a drunk looks out the windshield and tries. If you're looking at your phone, you don't even know what the hell's going on around you.
Dude, people are watching. I'm guilty of it. They were watching YouTube and Netflix and all sorts of shit. Driving.
Yeah, that's a little much. What keeps me from doing that, I'd have to have my glasses on, and I can't see. I can drive fine without glasses, but to see something up close, so it'd be a royal pain in the ass for me to do that, so I'm not even tempted to do it.
My value woman, no. I don't even know how to fucking get through a green light without somebody letting me know it's fucking green.
Was the back of her car all smashed in from maybe she's trolling for some insurance claims, to get run up on.
I don't know. But man, I'll tell you what, speaking of that, what was funny back when I was in the concrete business, we were pouring this parking lot, and it's down there by the high school, so traffic gets fucking horrendous in the morning. And they were doing construction down there anyway, so the traffic was just 10 times worse what the normal mayhem is. And on top of that, we're pouring concrete. I've got all these concrete trucks stacked up and down the road and trying to get in, and everybody's like, fuck that truck. How everybody's like, fuck the truck drivers. So one of the Hispanic guys, he's out there trying to help direct traffic because we're trying to get him in our turn lane to where, so we got 2 or 3 people out there directing traffic, right? And that's, I bought everybody breakfast tacos this morning. So I said, I bought breakfast. You get somebody out there to fucking direct traffic, And this kid on his phone, boom, assholes this teenager. Her bumper's hanging down and off. And she rolled down her window like, is everything okay? And the Mexican guy was like, yeah, everything's fine. Go ahead. Go. She just drove off. He's like, oh, yeah. No, it's no big deal. Just go. We got concrete to pour.
Good
we
night.
laughed our ass off about that because everybody turned on their phones because it was like, look, if we get blamed for this shit, it wasn't us. Oh yeah, he boom, and her head even, but he was on his phone, didn't even see her stopped, and then bam. And she's like, everything okay? And he was like, oh yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this phone thing's out of control with the phone driving, texting and driving, watching YouTube and driving. Ought to just be some driving and driving.
Yeah.
There's an idea.
Okay, so let's get on to the next one. Women were taught their whole life what to expect from a man, but they don't know how to treat a man. They weren't taught how to treat one.
How to catch one.
No, how to
catch
treat
a
them.
good one.
They get their moms are always like, well, you don't want to marry a guy like that. You don't want to marry a guy like that. Well, how are we supposed to be treated? What's our treatment program looking like? I'm not that old. Not Rodney Carrington. Rodney. He's a comedian.
Dangerfield?
No, John Carrington.
Rodney Carrington?
Rodney Carrington. He said, yeah, women have got this, in their head that, I'm going to marry a rich, tall dude, that makes a lot of money so I can sit on my ass and don't do nothing. And he was like, dream on, hooker. Like, fuck you.
And eat bonbons.
Yeah.
I always wonder what bonbons are.
I want to get married and sit on my ass. Yeah. What are we supposed to be treated like? I mean, I wish we had a woman here. I can't wait to start bringing on women when we build the studio. Because I want to know what's our...
No, but we covered this on a podcast a little while back about the women when they get what they want, and then I don't want to work. I want to stay home with the kids, and then they go stir crazy with the kids, and then that's no good. So even if you give them exactly what they wanted, and it's still no good.
Exactly.
And then when they're not happy, where do they go?
To their mommy.
There you go.
Or their sisters. Well, my husband doesn't treat me like that because they don't want to be the sister that's getting treated like shit. Yeah, I remember when I left my wife the first time, because it was an unannounced. I told my attorney, and he's like, all right, here's how we got to do it. Got to have it. We addressed this on another podcast, is don't just go file. You need to make a plan. It needs to be planned.
Kind of like withdrawing from Afghanistan, you may not want to just do it willy-nilly and screw it up.
You got to have a plan because
it's going to put other things in motion. So,
well, no, you're setting off a fucking nuclear emotional bomb is what you're doing with them, especially if they don't know it's coming.
Well, that was the other things in motion part, but I was downplaying it a little bit.
Because that's what, I mean, she would... I woke up with her in my bed. I didn't think about this. Her working for Fort Worth. I went and rented a house. I had my house ready, like just move in ready. So, but I was getting the satellite and the security system and all that installed. And she rolls up the next morning. Didn't even think about this because she works for the city of Fort Worth, and I had to get the water turned on. So she saw where I lived. So she showed up, guys. Mental note. She shows up, and she's like, oh, is Mark here? I'm Mark's wife. It's a cable guy and the security. No, he just left. Yeah, that's what I was asking. He's supposed to leave a key. Where did he leave the key at? That bitch went and got a key made. I woke up the next morning with her in my bed. And I went out to the bar the night before.
That's just so crazy.
I woke up, and I was like, what in the fuck are you doing here?
You're like in the Twilight Zone, man, going, well, yeah, what? I
The
can
fuck
see,
are you doing
I
here?
can see the fog trying to clear.
And how the fuck did you get in? That's the whole point I was getting the security system put in for. Not that I was worried. I've never had a security system, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting bombarded by her.
She beat you to the
She
punch.
beat me to the fucking... Yeah, I need the code, too. You know. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. And, all of a sudden, it's, our marriage was so bad until that happened. And it's all of a sudden, we got to work this out. What do I got to do to get you back? She's like, I'll give you the 6-month pass. She's like, go out there and get it out of your system. If you want to get it out of your system, just don't bring anything home. I understand why you left, and I'm willing to fix anything. And my list wasn't that long. It was 3 things. It was like, look, you got to keep a clean house. If you can't do it, hire a maid. Okay? Quit tearing up my house. Like, you're a stay-at-home mom. Well, she was a stay-at-home mom. She'd only been working for 7 or 8 months. But, teach the kids how to clean up after themselves. And I mean, they're of the age where they can rinse their plate off or go to paper plates. But every plate or cup or fork or anything that you touched in our kitchen that was used to eat, cook, prepare, you'd pick it up and be like, fuck. Was this even washed?
Big sink, all the shit stacked in the sink.
Oh, yeah, dishwasher full and fuck, man, oh, God. Whoever her boyfriend is or future boyfriend, you better fucking be handy. That's all I got to tell you. You better be fucking handy. Because she will tear up, she's already tore up her fucking mother's house. Her whole family's in a big fight. The first week she moved in over there, I pull up to pick up my son, and the fucking washer and dryer sitting out by the trash. My son was like, she already broke the washer and dryer.
Did she wash a bowling ball in there?
She stuffs them full. And that's another thing I was telling you. So, number 1 was keep a clean house. 2 was, quit breaking shit. Quit tearing shit up. And 3, just treat me with a little bit of respect. Just be nice. I'm not asking you to kiss my feet. Just be respectful. That's all I'm asking for is just I'm not asking to, hey honey, how was your day? No, just be respectful. I don't start arguments with you. And it was great for a while, but then they go back into their rut again over whatever, I don't know. But yeah. Dude, there was times where she was like, why do you have so many clothes and why do you keep bringing home all these shirts because they were new? Because, dude, if I picked up a shirt, our dining room table and the love seat was the laundry. It got from the washing machine to the dryer to if it even made it to the dryer, to the pile. And it's like, well, where's my shirt on the love seat? So, okay, so I got to dig through all this wet shit, or not even completely dry. And I'd wear a shirt and I'll start sweating and, all this. Have you ever put on a shirt that's kind of mildewy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got BO in 5 minutes. It's just like, good God.
Yeah, it's a special kind of reek, too,
Yeah. It's that reek where your customer and everybody's looking at you like, Jesus Christ, dude, do you shower? No, it's my wife can't fucking do laundry.
Would you sleep in the bar ditch last night?
No,
the swamp water?
No, my wife can't fucking do laundry.
Well, would she take it out of the dryer halfway through? I mean,
she wouldn't even put it in the dryer. She would hang stuff off our chairs, our dining room chairs, and I was a mess, dude. It was a mess.
I mean, my wife
and her justification was she's saving energy.
Well, my wife will use the clothesline outside, like for towels or a sheet.
Well, hell, I do.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, I do that.
Well,
They're
put it
fresh.
out in the sun.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Boom, it dries it. But in the house, it ain't. There's no sun on it. it's just going to sit there.
Well, no, and you pick it up, and it's picking up a piece of fucking cardboard that where it leans over the dining room chair. You pick it up, and it's still bent.
I know exactly what you mean. That's why we don't do that.
Yeah, or you hang it up on a hanger, and you go to unhang it, and it's like, no starch, but starched. How it was hung. And on your shoulders, it's got these two fucking...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
From the hanger. Yeah.
The clips. Yeah.
So...
Yeah, there's a right and wrong way to do that. You got to know the difference.
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't want to complain about her. But, yeah. What are we supposed to be treated like? Well, this new generation of men... They are starting that. I didn't want to start that because I didn't want to be the. I actually, like I said, I dig women. I respect women. But God, there's so many stupid ones out there, but there's so many there's just so many stupid people, men and women.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, again, go to Walmart, and you can be like, okay, maybe I am doing things right. Go to Walmart on a Sunday or Costco on a Sunday. I mean,
I'll tell you when it's really nuts is like the first of the month or whenever the welfare checks show up or whatever day of the month that is, or the Social Security checks.
No, they don't do that no more, dude. Now they've got a credit card. Their card gets loaded.
Oh, well,
weekly.
Weekly. Yeah, right after the card gets loaded. Or maybe it's all random now.
But it used
to be that you had to stay the hell out of there when everybody got the money because, they just flocked there.
Yeah, no, they make it easy on them now. No, don't make them budget the free money that they're giving you. Just give it to them weekly so it's more convenient. It's a little, Father Bob can sit down and drink his fucking Jack Daniels and all that, and so little Bobby doesn't miss his formula this week.
Yeah, they
get a fucking job.
They buy cigarettes, beer, and booze with the cash they got in their pocket, and they use the card for the potato steaks and salad.
They can get everything now too. It's not restricted. I mean, I don't think they can get alcohol and cigarettes, but they can get anything now. Oh yeah. Yeah, so but these new there's a lot of young guys out there that have got podcasts that bring on these girls, and they're like, look, what do you bring to the table? I've got a checklist now too. Well, and it's because these younger girls, like some of these girls, I don't know. Now I think a lot of things are changing in my kids' generation because the parents were like, hold on, this is fucked up. You know what I mean? I saw my oldest sister do it to her kids, and then my oldest sister, so my oldest half sister, and then my middle oldest sister. I watched it happen with her kids. That whole, yay, you lost, you got last place, but yay.
Here's your participation trophy.
Yeah, you did so good, honey.
You almost won.
Yeah,
we got run ruled by 80, but yeah. It was just if it would have if you were just a little more lucky, it would have been good. You got smoked.
Yeah. So you need to practice. Well, but at any rate, so hoping it's getting better in my kids' generation, because my kids weren't raised like that. Even though their mom was a fucking knucklehead, doing, there were certain things that, but she mothered how her mother mothered. Her mother protected. I mean, those kids were so naive. When I met my wife, that's why I married, because she was innocent, naive, raised very conservatively, but just naive to the. She knew certain things, but I'm just saying their mom gave him a pretty big security blanket. They didn't have to go through any hard times. So, but these new guys, these girls today, they don't think it's a big deal if they've slept. By the time they're 22 years old, they don't think that it's anything wrong with sleeping with more than 25 guys. They think their body count makes them better.
Yeah, this is out of my league. I don't know anything about that, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm back in the dating scene, and I've been around. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm the. I know I'm not. I'm not a 10. I know that. This mug. This ain't no 10. But I don't have problems, even with the younger girls. I don't. They're looking for older men too. They're looking for men in my age. Because they got a bunch of fucking boys. But here's the thing. I'm not looking for a wore out hoe that's looking for a. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it's. Our society has gone through a very, very sick period the last 10, 15 years. It's sick. Probably 10, really.
Well, there are people, but what's crazy is you're not looking for that, but obviously there are people out there that, hell, they're getting married 7 times. I mean, they got to know something that their choice of mate sucks or they suck. But, you know, after your 3rd, 4th, 5th marriage, I mean,
what's wrong with you?
Shouldn't you do some evaluating?
Yeah, some self-inventory.
Yeah, is it me or is it them? Or, yeah, I mean, why do I fall for these people up front? Oh, because they like going to the bar. Hell, you can find anybody to go to the bar.
But now it's the club. It's not the bar. They go to clubs, dance clubs. Yeah, the bar scene's over with. I mean, there's bars out there, but no, these girls these people, they all go to clubs. That's all that rap, hip hop shit. You know, I like some of it, but I'm just saying that's all they listen to is hip hop, and they're in clubs, in skimpy little ass dresses, and you know, I've had them ask me out, meet me at this club, and send me a picture. I'm like, fuck that. I mean, I'll come, you know, but.
Yeah, I watch the news every morning because, you know, the traffic and the weather, you know, I keep up to speed with the weather for golf, work, whatever. And every morning there's not every morning, but, you know, shooting at some club, and it was always at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. 3 o'clock this morning, you know, 2 people got shot outside this club. Well,
that's another thing. That's another thing that the older rappers are talking about, like Snoop and. You know, the guys that were there, they started rap, and they really were gangsters back then. You know what I mean? Like they had no. I can't remember where I watched this video, but it was several of the bigs of the older guys that were about what they're singing. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, the old Compton thing and all of that.
Yeah. Remember Snoop Dogg was on murder charges and all that shit? I mean, their shit was real.
Tupac getting blasted and
Biggie and all. But that's what these old rappers are saying. They're like, look, quit talking all this shit. You ain't living hard like we. You know, quit talking all this shit in your rap when you know you're not that. You can't get away with that shit these days. We could get away with it in our days, but not there's cell phones everywhere. You can't fucking pull out a gun and be like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? And you can't just go smack somebody without somebody recording it and you get an assault charge. Quit fucking talking all that shit. And just, if you can't rap about something relevant, then shut the fuck up. Because you ain't rapping about the thug life like we had. So fuck off. Fuck you.
Yeah, like a white kid from the suburbs.
It's like this
right the Delta blues, you know. Yeah, it's like, what does a kid from the suburbs know about the Delta blues, you know?
Yeah, okay, so I know you're not going to know this guy, but you know who Eminem is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's this new guy out. It's called Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, fucking tard. He's a fucking idiot.
He's from Cleveland, actually.
He's a fucking idiot, okay? And he didn't make it in rap, and he tried to start shit with Eminem because he thought he was the next Eminem. Well, dude, even all the black dudes, all the rappers, like 50 Cent will say it flat out. All the big rappers are like, look, hip-hop is black music. The 50 Cent said this exactly. It was in an interview, and this is exactly what he said. He said the question the reporter asked, she said, "Is hip hop black music?" Because it's so prevalent now. Like that's that's what's played, and that's what these kids listen. That's all my kids listen to. I mean,
I listen to old blues, so I'm listening to black music.
yeah,
we're just doing an older generation.
But what she asked him, she said, "Is hip hop black music?" And he said, "Yeah, it's black music." He said, "But unfortunately, there's a white guy that does it better than any black guy in the game, and that's Eminem." He said Eminem is the best rapper. It's unfortunate. Yes, it is black music, but the best guy.
He's like the Tiger Woods of black music. Tiger Woods comes whips all the white dudes' asses at golf.
This Machine Gun Kelly came at Eminem, and Eminem was like, "Dude, fuck you. I'll smoke you, but I don't even want to make your name bigger." You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we're due for a change. I think there's change in the music coming soon. I do.
Everything runs its course.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes in cycles.
Because the shit that's being played today is it's the same thing over and over, the same bull. And that's why these old rappers are saying what they're saying. They're like, look, shut the fuck up. You go back to your little bebop bullshit that y'all were doing before. Quit acting like you're fucking hard, because you ain't hard. And shut the fuck up. If you can't sing about something worthwhile, or at least have a good beat, and then, you ain't thug or whatever. Anyway, all right, let's get to this one and we'll move on. But when you bring this third topic is women again. And I'm going to use my oldest sister, as a perfect example of this, okay? But when you bring up anything about what them and what they do wrong, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Number one, if you're on the phone, they'll just hang up on you. I'm not listening to this. And then when you end up talking to them again, it's because you're like, you started out with a punch, letting them know, hey, this is fucking real. And all of a sudden, you were getting abusive with me. I'm not listening to that abusive. You're being abusive.
Sounds like you called AT&T customer service and you go, my damn phone don't work. Oh, well, we can't. So it's like I can hang up on you now because, I feel threatened.
Yeah.
Just use it as soon as they even want to call bullshit, they can call bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give a quick scenario of what's going on between my family. If you hadn't saw it before or heard it before, I recently went through a really, really. I went from here to here. I lost about $12 million. Went through a divorce, lost everything, bankruptcy, all of it. But I was the guy in the family that when they needed money and they needed their kids talking to because the dad wasn't around and all of the shit that's convenient. Money. Now, talking about not my oldest sister, my oldest sister's nephew, or his name's Logan. He's a really good kid, and he didn't need anybody keeping him in line. He was a really good kid, dedicated his life to basketball, and now he's a basketball coach and a teacher. He's a great kid. I mean, he was raised but he was raised like me in a shitty situation. So this is why my sister hung up on me. But when I was going through all my stuff, they all took their chance to dogpile, like, finally something happened to him, and they all grouped together and, they're patting my ex-wife and they're parading my ex-wife in front of my face and, all this, my ex-wife's mom died. So my mom's like, oh, So they're sitting there going, oh, that's why we get divorced, and my mom's going, yeah, and she's just providing the avenue for all the reasons why it was my fault when it wasn't, and we didn't even go through that bad of a divorce. We went to my attorney's office and just was like, here's your half, here's your half, here's what you get, here's what you get, here's what you keep, here's what you keep. I get one dog, you get one dog. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't go through this huge explosive divorce. It was not a big, so there's no reason for, but for them, it was their chance to dogpile. So my jealous cousin, that's always been, all of a sudden he's got a relationship with my ex-wife and my daughters. Now, like, he's the new man in my my oldest daughter, that we don't get along. But, they're taking her on some trip to Europe this summer because she's the babysitter. But anyway, they're all parading this shit around in my face. And I don't care. Sheep, wolf. Okay? I don't care. It hurt at first, but I was like, if this is what family does when shit hits the fan, I don't need you around me. I don't need weak people around me. I don't need people that'll stab me in the back around me, even if you didn't stab me in the back. What you did is what you did. You showed your true colors, that I'm your brother when you need me to be your brother. But when you get a chance to, okay, Trisha, the next time your air conditioner breaks down and you need a fucking $14,000 air conditioner, see if Walter will buy you one. He ain't got $14,000. I bought her a $14,000 air conditioner, of course, because she went, she ruined her marriage by, she started running around with all these, these bull queers. She thought she was going to test the other side. And my brother-in-law was like, man, I ain't sharing my wife with another woman. And I wouldn't either. He said, I'm out of here. So I'd get out of there. My brother-in-law were very tight. We were very close. She fucking ruined her family over trying the other side. Fucking what? And boy, she regret. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I told my mom, and after all that, my mom's all trying to get back in my good graces right now. Everybody's like, because things are getting better. Like, I'm about to sell my house, and I'm putting 7 figures back in the bank account. Everything's going to be just fine. And I'll make money. I have no problem making money. That's what I'm saying, guys. I've been through fucking everything that a guy can go through, and I made it through. So I know if there's anybody out there that knows what I'm talking about, I know how you feel, okay? And it sucks, but you can get through it. I was looking down a 3-year tunnel that was fucking dark as night, and I couldn't see any light, and I'm through it, okay? And it's okay. All of it happened for a reason. I'm glad it happened for a reason. Because now everybody's coming back, and I'm like, no. I don't think you understand this. This is fucking real. Like,
you shit my Wheaties. I had to throw my Wheaties out and stay away from a new Wheaties.
That's right. Like, you don't, all that hurt that you're feeling is self-inflicted hurt. I tried to tell you back then, I didn't want you parading my wife in front of my face. Walter, I built your career 2 or 3 times, okay? And you quit on me every time that it was time to get shit going. So that's what I'm saying. If that's the new man that's taking over my role in the family, good fucking luck with that, okay? He'll show you how to quit like that, okay? So my sister calls me, and she's like, because my mom is just like, I miss you, come back, blah, 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 blah. I was like, no. I was like, you're my mother. I love you, and I know you love me, but like, you don't understand. You don't get to do this to me. Like, I have the choice of, when I went and talked to this priest, he told me, he said, look, your mother's your mother, but look, if you hang around, he didn't say this, he said it in a totally different way, but I'm just saying, it's just like in business and life and everything. If you surround yourself with quitters, you're going to be a quitter, you know, and if you hang around it, you deserve everything that you get. I mean, and that's what his nice way of telling me. He's like, look, family is family, but if you allow that to happen to you, if you go back to that and you allow that, he said, you deserve everything you get. He said, love your mother. But if that's the program that they're running, he said, if you want to join in that, he said, you deserve to get all that hurt, right, put back on your shoulders, or you can take the stand. Now, hopefully time will heal all these wounds, which I hope it does. But here's the thing, the relationship will never be the same. And my sister called me the other night, all fucking pissed off. You know, and she's like, you know, you're disowning me too. And I said, you've been disowned you've been blocked on my phone for 3 fucking years. Every time you know, when you started bringing all these bull queers around my kids, when I told you I didn't want all your bull queers, you know, paraded around my kids, you know, at the age to where they don't need to be going, hey Dad, why does she look like you? And she's got a bigger truck than you.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I just said, if you want to try the other side, go. But don't be bringing these bull queers around my kids. I don't want my kids thinking that, you know, I'm not, again. You do you, but man.
Do it around your own kids.
I want my kids raised around a functioning family that's normal. Okay? What they do after they're 18 is on them, but in my house, still we're going to be normal, okay? And there's rules. So she's like, well, this, that, and the other. She's like, so I said, yes. She's like, well, why? And I told her. And of course, as soon as I started getting my point across, I don't want to hear this. You're talking abusive, and hung up the phone. And I'm like, well, then what the fuck did you call for?
There you go. They all want the conversation until you start talking.
Yeah.
They want to do the talking.
Yeah.
In the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to drag my family drama into this, but it's
too perfect.
It's so insane if anything, if my cousin wanted to step in, or my sister wanted to step in, or my mom wanted to step in to help out with the situation with the ex-boyfriend problem. Can't talk about it 'cause got a court case against it right now. But if they wanted to step in and help, the best advice they could have given them, my daughter, I'll just give you a snippet. My daughter and her ex-boyfriend made up a lie about me, and I've got to. It's not. And here's the problem: as I've talked to my attorney and all this, and it's so outlandish. You know what I mean? That it's going to get dismissed. I'm not going to get my day in court. It's going to get dismissed. They're just going to throw it out. That's what I'm pissed about. That's how big of a. But if my cousin wanted to step in, and if my sister wanted to step in to be like, the best advice they could have given them is, do you know who you're fucking with? I will bend the fucking earth in half to prove a point if I have to. You know, there were times where when in the concrete business, that we'd be getting in courtrooms and prosecutors and this, that, and the other, and those prosecutors they'd throw their fucking hands up and be like, I quit. This is above my pay grade. This guy's not fucking gonna stop. It's no, you want to pull me over and write my driver a bunch of fucking tickets that you know he can't pay, and you know that if they're going to get paid, I have to pay him, or he's going to jail. No. We're taking this to fucking jury trial. Prove it. That's the problem. They can't. We'll get into that on the next one too, because we've said we'll get into that story. Those prosecutors would look at the judge and be like, "We're out of here. This is a lost," because the court system doesn't have the money to fight that shit. They're just hoping you. That's why they always offer you plea bargains. If you just plea, we'll reduce the fines. Because they want the money. That's all they want.
You want the money, want you out of there.
Because if you fight them, they have to. It's on them to prove it.
Yep.
And here's the thing. Whenever they did this bullshit, I never even got a chance to tell my side of the story. That's what I'm saying. And now that they're figuring all this shit out, and they're going to be like, they're wanting to mend everything together, because now the shoe's about to be on the other foot. You want to find out what happens when you lie and defame somebody? And it's so easily proven. Jail cells are cold and fucking hard, and the food sucks. So get ready.
All right, then.
Yeah. So, so they're trying to calm me down. No, it's not okay. I tried to tell you. Tried to warn you. Tried to tell you. I don't like it. I don't like y'all doing this to me. I don't like what's happening. This is America. It's a free country. But you've proven that when shit gets real, that I can't count on you. I can't even just count on you to have my back. I'm not asking you for something. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not even asking for sympathy.
Just to shut their mouth.
Just be my family. And say, hey, that's my brother. Maybe I ought to get to the bottom of this and find out what the truth is. That's my brother you're talking about. You know what I mean? Everybody in my family, I was the guy in the family that did that to everybody. When shit hit the fan and, like my nieces and nephews disrespecting their mother and, because they were both single moms, So when shit needed to be talked about and, people needed to be, that's who they came to. And I had skin in the game with my middle nephew. I helped raise that kid. So there was no, I didn't have to ask permission on him. I saw him fucking up. It was all, he was dumped off at our concrete plant at 18 years old. My sister just kicked him out of the fucking car and was like, he's 18. He's out of my house. And I'm like, so you're just going to drop him off here? That's what I'm saying. I was that guy for all of them. We got a problem? Mark will handle it. And I was like, and me and my dad were like, okay, we got us a fucking project. Do you know how to shovel? We got a concrete pit out there that needs to be cleaned out. It took him all summer to do it. And he was fucking shit. We ended up for the first month, man, we not tortured him, but we made a man out of him, man. And at the end of the summer, he was like, man, thank you. I needed that. I was like, well, you were going to get it one way or the other. You got a free place to live. What's funny, and we'll get off it because we've been on for a little while. What's funny is she dropped him off that first day. And he knew the day was, because I didn't know that she was really going to drop him off. But she was like, I want this fucking kid out of my. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, let me talk to my dad about it. And do you remember that trailer that my dad lived in? Yeah. That old fucking ratty. Okay, so.
Should have been at a deer lease somewhere. Seen one weekend a year is about all it deserved.
Yeah. So I told her, so let me talk to my dad. And, or our dad. And because he's going to have to put up with him more than me. So, and my dad was like, yeah. He's like, why do we always have to handle this shit? He did say that. He was like, why are we always the ones that get, nobody calls us when times are good. They call us when it's bad. And I was like, well, I guess that's just kind of, I said, honestly, it's been my role the whole time. You know what I mean? It's just been my role the whole time. And so she drops him off. And we're both out there drinking beer, and we're like, oh, she's really doing it? because we didn't know if it was real and we were like, and she kicked him out. She had some grocery bags and she set them on the ground and his bag. And she said, okay, I'll be by next week to pick up my child support. Because my dad had to pay child support. Long story short, but we didn't get child support when we were kids. But we settled the deal and I didn't know my dad till I was 22 or 3 or somewhere in there. But anyway, my sister wanted her half of the child support, so I negotiated a deal to where I paid it out of the company. You know what I mean? We put it in a contract because my mom was like, I'm making sure that he pays his child support, blah, 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 blah. And all it was just a way to get her credit cards paid off is all it was. It wasn't about she really deserves it. No, it's like this will get her out of credit card debt. And my dad was like, great, okay. So, but I made a contract up to where for my mom to write off my half to where the state wouldn't pick it up. Picked it up anyway. That's another story. But anyway, I made it a contract to where I would pay I would make sure that the child support was paid through the company to where he didn't just say, fuck this, I ain't paying it. Come and get me. You know what I mean?
So he's paying child support and raising her kid.
Yeah.
That's priceless.
Paying a 40-year-old, 43 or 44-year-old daughter child support. He paid it.
And raising her kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a brief overview of how.
I mean, that's some Jerry Springer shit right there.
Yeah, yes. And that's why do you think I'm so pissed? Why do you think that this is such a grudge for me, man? It's not like we just fucking, can I borrow $100? No. Major shit went on. Major shit. Okay? So, his first night there, the thunderstorm that we talked about on another podcast, one of those blew through. That was his first night in that fucking camper. It wasn't strapped down. It wasn't. And, man, I showed up the next morning. I was like, man, he has got to be getting his ass kicked in that trailer. And my dad was saying the same thing. He's, man, it's like, I'm not going down there in this shit. He said, I spent many nights there. He said, he can fucking make it. He'd never been through nothing like that in his life before. And the next morning I show up and he's got probably 30 or 40 Tupperware bowls, spread out because the roof was leaking so bad. Okay. And every one of those shades on the window, you know how those on trailers, they've got the shades that lift up and then you can lift them down to drive down the road.
Yeah.
Every single one, they were either gone or they were standing straight up. And I opened the door and I said, so how was your night last night? And he said, fuck, I didn't get a wink of sleep. He said, there's only one dry spot. That's why my dad slept on the couch all the time. He said, there's only half the couch is the only dry spot in this place.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. And that's how his adulthood, his 18th and first day. She brought him over on his 18th birthday. That's what he got for his birthday. Welcome to Uncle Mark's place.
Kicked out of the house, thrown into some slave labor, shacked up in a subpar.
Oh, dear God. It was but he made it through. He made it, it did him a lot of good, even though he still had some growing up to do. But that set the tone that it can get worse than this. Okay, you know what I mean? Like your next step after this is going through that storm under a bridge.
Yeah.
There are the levels below this. Okay, so let's just set the tone of what this summer's gonna be like. It was, oh God. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's the question is why when we tell them just what needs to be told, we tell them the truth. You're just telling them the truth. And that's what people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear. And you say, well, I'm over it now.
Do I look fat in this dress?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Oh yeah.
The truth, or yeah, it's okay, or you look fat in everything. I mean, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you look fat. You got 3 fucking rolls hanging off your back. Or ask them the questions. When you lay down, do your titties roll off in your armpits? Yeah, that's when you know you're fat. You're flat chested, but your armpits are full of fucking tit.
That's the answer to that, I guess. But
oh yeah,
the truth hurts.
It does.
But then they ask for the truth. You tell them the truth, and that's no good.
Mm-mm.
Then they're off back to moms. I'm going to my mother's.
Well, ladies, there's a lot of good women out there, and all you good women, 2 thumbs up. Keep it going.
God love you.
No, there's a bunch of them out there, man. Like I said, a lot of good women work with me, man.
Oh, I got me a good one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of good ones out there, but the men are sick of this shit, okay? And even the younger generation, I'm telling you, women, does my son just walk in?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't want to say this in front of him. He's here. He's doing something. Quinn! Okay, no, he's not there. I just don't want to say this in front of him. I got a 13-year-old son. But women, I'm 45 years old and a year and a half off a divorce. And if your man ain't happy, I'm telling you right now, there is a slew of women out there waiting on good men. And there is a slew of younger women looking for older men because they're tired of dealing with boys. And they are abundant. Abundant. And I'm not even looking for it. I was on some dating websites when I first became single, and I mean, good God, there's a lot of women out there that just, they're hoping for one more to get them home. Don't be the most man to take them home. Make sure they check the list before you take them home. I'm talking the home stretch of life, not home.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, but
well, some people out there,
you got to clarify that.
Yeah, they're out there looking for their next. I'm looking for my man, my everything, well, let me read off what this woman said to me last night.
My soulmate.
Yeah, no, listen to this. I'm not going to read the whole thing because the last part got a little, I could call racism on it if I wanted to, but I'm not, because I'm not that kind of guy. Good morning. I'm looking for my person, my life partner. Yes, my man. I can't read you the rest. I've never dated outside of my race, so that would definitely be something to think about. Fuck you. I didn't say anything about race. I mean, so?
There you go.
Hey. Well, I did when I was younger, but look, I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to try. That's the next one. She's a different flavor. This one. I'm not afraid to try all the flavors. Ride a few bicycles, kick a few tires. It is what it is. So, let's end it on that, Women, just know that there's a lot of them out there waiting for a good dude. And if you got you a halfway decent dude, if you can just, get him in the men's club and shape him up, let's do that. And save your marriage, because it's the grass is not greener on the other side out here. I can tell you right now. For me, it is, because I've gotten everything. I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of dead weight. You know what I mean? Mine needed to happen, and I am happier than I've ever been in a long time. And what I'm looking forward to is the future. So, misery loves company, and I'm not miserable. So I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. And so let's end it on that. Women, They're out there. Don't lose him. Let's get him in the men's club and let's get him back. Okay. All right. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, comment. Women, come on. Ladies, comment. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, themostmen.com, info at themostmen.com. And we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.